For many of us, the idea of earning money without constantly trading our time for it, well, it sounds almost too good to be true, doesn't it?
It really does.
Imagine if your income wasn't directly tied to the hours you put in each day. If your financial well-being wasn't this constant, exhausting exchange. Our deep dive into the sources today reveals that this isn't just some hopeful thought. It's a very real concept called passive income, and honestly, it's something truly worth understanding.
Indeed. In a world that often demands our continuous, active presence just to earn a living, the whole concept of passive income offers a really transformative alternative.
Hmm.
It's not just about accumulating wealth, though that can happen. It's more about fundamentally shifting your relationship with work. It's a path that can lead to profound financial freedom, absolutely, but also, maybe more importantly, a liberation of your time and your mental energy. It lets you reevaluate how you spend your most valuable resources.
And that's precisely our mission for you today. We've taken a whole stack of sources, articles, research papers, some fascinating real-world case studies, all focused on this powerful idea of passive income.
Mm.
Our goal is to really pull out the most important nuggets of knowledge and insight, kind of offer you a shortcut to truly grasping what passive income is, how it actually works, and why it holds such unique potential, especially perhaps for those of you looking to expand your horizons.
Mm.
We're going to demystify what passive income truly means, explore some popular ideas. Some might surprise you with their depth. Understand why this approach offers a particularly compelling advantage. And, most importantly, show you how you can practically begin your own journey. This deep dive is designed to be your comprehensive guide, really a springboard to a concept that could reshape your lifestyle and your future. Okay, let's unpack this. So let's start with the absolute core. What is passive income really? We've all heard the phrase, but what does it mean beyond, the catchy slogan?
Yeah, what's behind the buzzword?
Exactly. At its heart, passive income means earning money with little ongoing effort after a concentrated period of initial work. Now, that phrase, little ongoing effort, is crucial, and it's often where misconceptions kind of creep in.
Mm-hmm. That's the sticking point for many.
But the fundamental difference from a traditional job is quite profound. Think about your typical employment. You show up, you put in your hours, perform tasks, and you get paid for those specific hours.
Time for money. Simple exchange.
Right. Your income is directly tied, hour for hour, to your time and physical presence. If you don't show up, generally you don't get paid. Simple as that. Passive income, conversely, completely separates that equation. It's about strategically creating something, maybe building a system or investing in an asset once, and then having that creation continue to generate income for you autonomously, even when you're sleeping, traveling, learning, or focusing on something else entirely.
It's about making your money or the assets you've strategically created work around the clock for you, not the other way around. But, that sounds almost too good to be true for some listeners. Many might immediately think, okay, is this some get-rich-quick scheme or what's the catch? How do our sources help us manage those initial expectations about the effort involved before we even see a penny? Because that distinction between little ongoing effort and no effort, well, that's where many misunderstandings crop up.
That's an excellent point, and our sources are very clear on this. This isn't about avoiding work altogether. It's about smart, front-loaded work.
Okay.
It's a foundational change in how we approach earning. We're moving from directly trading units of time for units of money to a model where we concentrate our effort, our creativity, or maybe our capital
Yeah.
to create an asset or a system that then generates income with far less direct intervention from us.
So the goal isn't to eliminate effort entirely.
Not at all. It's to strategically place your heaviest work up front, building something that can produce returns over and over again without requiring your constant direct involvement. The catch, if you want to call it that, is that initial, often significant effort.
Got it. The upfront investment.
And to truly grasp this, our sources offer a fantastic analogy that really simplifies a complex idea. Think of passive income, like planting a tree.
Ah, I like that. Simple but powerful.
It really is. It's such a useful image to hold on to as we explore this. Let's break it down a bit. The initial work, that's you, planting the seed. It involves preparing the soil, digging the hole, carefully placing that tiny seed.
Right. The groundwork.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Then water it, protect it from pests, ensure it gets enough sunlight and nutrients in those critical early days. This stage requires concentrated effort, focused energy, meticulous care.
Mm-hmm.
In the world of passive income, this translates directly to the intensive effort required right at the outset. It might be the countless hours you spend researching the right investment opportunities, maybe the late nights you dedicate to writing an entire ebook or developing an online course,
Yeah.
or perhaps the significant capital you initially deploy to purchase and prepare a rental property. It's the groundwork, the foundational building, the heavy lifting that sets everything in motion.
And this analogy really illuminates that concept of leveraging the initial investment, whether it's your time, your intellectual capital, or your financial resources for long-term self-sustaining returns. What's fascinating here is how it subtly yet powerfully redefines what we even consider work. It shifts from this endless task list of things you must do daily to earn a paycheck to a more strategic, upfront groundwork that, once established, can bear fruit for years, maybe even decades to come. It really challenges the conventional wisdom that income is always a direct exchange for hours worked.
Exactly. So once that initial work is done, the tree grows. And after a while, what happens? It starts producing fruit every year, season after season.
Without much extra effort from you.
Precisely. You might prune it occasionally, maybe you water it during a particularly dry spell or, harvest the fruit.
Hmm.
But the heavy lifting of planting and establishing it, that's over. That minimal ongoing effort represents the small amount of maintenance required once your passive income system is up and running. Perhaps as a quick monthly review of your investment portfolio, or occasionally updating your digital product to keep it current, or maybe dealing with a tenant inquiry now and then.
It's not the primary engine of your income generation anymore.
Right. You're not continuously trading new hours for new money.
Hmm.
And the fruit, well, that's your passive income arriving regularly, consistently, allowing you to reap the benefits of your initial labor.
A living, growing asset that provides for you.
Exactly. It's a great visual. Now, to really master this concept, our sources emphasize nailing down a few key terms, getting the vocabulary right.
Okay.
When we say initial, we're not just talking about the very first moment you start. We're referring to that concentrated, front-loaded period of effort. That could be the deep dive into market research for a rental property, the rigorous writing and editing of your ebook, or the significant capital deployment for dividend-paying assets.
It's the period where your effort to return ratio is steepest, maybe?
Yes, exactly. But it sets the stage for potentially exponential gains down the line.
And getting these terms straight is really key, isn't it? Because it stops us from falling into those common traps where people think passive income is some kind of, well, get-rich-quick magic.
Definitely avoids that.
It's about smart, focused effort at a particular stage, often requiring a significant investment of time or capital before you see the returns.
Then there's ongoing. This means continuing or happening all the time.
Yeah.
And this is where that little ongoing effort distinction is so important.
Right.
Passive income requires little ongoing work and not no ongoing work. There's almost always some level of maintenance, a quick check-in, an occasional update, a strategic tweak maybe.
Mm-hmm. Minor adjustments.
The key is that this ongoing effort is significantly reduced compared to the initial setup. And critically, it doesn't directly dictate your income level day to day. You're not trading an hour for a set amount of money each day.
Precisely. And that brings us to effort itself, which, simply put, means the physical or mental energy you expend to do something. The critical point our sources make is that effort is always involved in creating passive income. It's just strategically placed.
Also,
It's heavily concentrated at the initial setup phase, that planting stage, and then significantly reduced during the ongoing income generation phase, the harvesting stage, if you will. Understanding the separation really helps manage expectations. It distinguishes realistic goals from just wishful thinking. It's about smart, focused effort, not magic.
so why is understanding all this, understanding passive income, so important for you, for our listener? Why should you care about planting these metaphorical trees?
What's the big payoff?
Well, the sources make it crystal clear. It can help you build what we call financial freedom. Now, what exactly is financial freedom? It's not just about being rich, though wealth can certainly be a byproduct.
Yeah.
It's more fundamental. It's the ability to live your life without the constant nagging worry about money every single day. It's about having true choices, about not being dictated by the urgent need to earn just to cover your basic expenses. Imagine the stress reduction,
Yeah.
the profound peace of mind that comes with that kind of liberation.
This really expands beyond just financial security, doesn't it? It's about freeing up your most precious, non-renewable resources, your time and your mental bandwidth.
Absolutely.
When the daily pressure of earning diminishes, when you're not constantly chasing the next paycheck just to cover immediate bills, you gain the invaluable resource of choice in how you spend your time. This directly feeds into personal development. It allows for deeper learning, greater exploration, maybe travel, and a significant improvement in your overall quality of life. Imagine how much more effectively you could learn English, for instance, or pursue a long-held hobby, or spend real quality time with loved ones if financial worries weren't constantly looming. Or if you could travel without fretting about lost income from your primary job. This concept resonates deeply with anyone seeking greater autonomy and a richer life experience, not just for today, but for the long haul.
With that foundational understanding of passive income firmly planted, the natural next question emerges. Okay, so how do I actually do this? Where do I start?
Yeah, the practical side.
Our deep dive into the sources reveals a whole spectrum of fascinating avenues, each with its own unique flavor of upfront effort and long-term reward. And the beauty here, really, is the diversity of opportunities available. The sources highlight that each idea has its own unique advantages and requirements, meaning you can really find what suits your interests, your skills, and your starting resources best. There's no single one-size-fits-all solution, which makes this journey incredibly personal and potentially very rewarding.
Exactly. The versatility of these options is truly one of their greatest strengths. Whether you're someone who is more creatively inclined or maybe comfortable with financial markets, or perhaps someone with a knack for real estate and more hands-on management, there is likely an entry point for you.
Mm-hmm.
This means that almost anyone willing to put in that initial focused effort can begin to explore these paths. It's about finding the right fit for you. Which is why we should probably go through a few different examples now, right? Offer a glimpse into their complexities and opportunities.
Let's do it. Let's start with a classic, one that immediately comes to mind for many, rental properties.
Yes, bricks and mortar.
Exactly. This is a tangible asset-based income stream. If you own a house, an apartment, maybe even a commercial space, you can rent it out to others. The income mechanism here is pretty straightforward. You receive rent money every single month. It's a very tangible asset, and it can certainly bring in a steady income, often providing significant cash flow.
That's always a but.
Well, it's important to acknowledge up front, as the sources clearly do, that this is not entirely hands-off, that minimal ongoing effort we talked about. Here, it might mean an hour a month coordinating with a property manager, or perhaps handling one or two tenant inquiries directly, maybe dealing with a leaky faucet or arranging for periodic maintenance. It's not the daily grind of a job, but it's also not magic. A key term here is tenant, which, simply put, is the person who rents a place to live or work from you. But beyond that simple definition, the tenant-landlord relationship involves a whole world of legal agreements, maintenance responsibilities, and sometimes, well, unexpected challenges.
Right. And while rental properties can indeed provide a very steady income and often appreciate in value over time, offering a nice dual benefit, it's a great example of an income stream that exists on a spectrum of passivity.
How so?
Well, it can be quite active if you're managing it all yourself, dealing with all the maintenance calls, screening new tenants, handling potential issues like late payments or, worst case, evictions.
That doesn't sound very passive.
It isn't if you do it all yourself.
Mhm.
Or you can make it significantly more passive by hiring a professional property manager. But that, of course, comes with a cost, typically 8–12% of the monthly rent, which eats into your profits.
Trade-offs.
Exactly. What's fascinating here is how it highlights that passive doesn't necessarily mean zero effort, but rather minimal ongoing effort after a substantial initial investment of time, money, and crucially, understanding. Understanding property laws, market dynamics, risk management. For those interested, the sources really dig into understanding vacancy rates, budgeting for capital expenditures, even the nuances between short-term rentals versus long-term leases. Each has its own set of opportunities and demands on your time.
Okay, good point. Our second idea takes us into a different world entirely. The world of investing, specifically dividend stocks.
Okay, moving from tangible to financial assets.
Right. When you buy shares, which are essentially small ownership stakes in a publicly traded company,
Mm-hmm.
some companies have a policy of sharing a portion of their profits with their shareholders. This payment, which can come regularly, quarterly, monthly, sometimes even annually, is called a dividend.
Mm-hmm.
It's often described quite nicely, I think, as being like getting a thank you gift for owning part of the company. You're literally getting paid just for being an owner, for holding on to those shares without having to sell them.
This strategy involves the stock market, which, like any investment, obviously has its own set of risks and rewards. We need to be clear about that.
Absolutely.
The passive nature of dividend stocks truly comes from the fact that you're generally not actively trading these shares day to day. Instead, you're holding them for the long term and receiving those regular distributions of the company's profits.
So the passivity is in the holding, not the constant buying and selling.
Precisely. But here's a crucial insight our sources highlight. Not all dividends are created equal. You have to be careful.
How do you mean?
Well, the sources delve into how to distinguish between a potential dividend track that's a really high yield from a struggling company that's likely unsustainable, and a true income generating gem from a stable, profitable company.
Ah, okay. Due diligence is key.
Very key. Some companies might offer a lower yield, but consistently increase their payout year after year, signaling strong growth and reliable management. Others might offer tempting high yields, but carry significantly more risk. Your ongoing effort here might involve maybe quarterly reviews of your portfolio, perhaps rebalancing occasionally to maintain diversification, or researching new investment opportunities.
Still some effort then.
Yes, but many of these tasks can often be automated or delegated. You could use a financial advisor or set up a dividend reinvestment plan, a DRIP, which automatically uses your dividends to buy more shares of the same stock. This does raise an important question, though. How much initial capital might you need to see a truly significant return from dividends? It's often a long game strategy, requiring patience, and the income you receive is, of course, tied directly to the performance and profitability of the underlying companies you've invested in.
Makes sense. Okay, moving on to something more creative now and potentially incredibly scalable. Creating digital products.
Leveraging intellectual property.
Exactly. This is a really popular and accessible avenue in today's digital age. Think about writing an ebook, designing an online course, perhaps even creating templates, digital art, music, or maybe even unique fonts.
Lots of possibilities there.
Loads. And the power here lies in the fact that you create the product once. You pour all your effort, your knowledge, your creativity into that single creation. But after it's done, you can sell it many, many times online to people all over the world without having to recreate it each time.
Right. The scalability factor is huge.
Huge. Platforms like Amazon's Kindle Direct Publishing for ebooks, or Teachable, or Udemy for online courses, or something like Gumroad for a wide range of digital goods make the distribution incredibly easy.
This is a perfect example of truly front-loaded effort. The bulk of the time and energy is spent during the creation phase. You're researching, writing, editing, designing, packaging your knowledge into a sellable format.
That's the initial work.
That's the initial work. But once that product is complete and published on a platform, the distribution and sales process can become largely automated, leading to recurring income streams. What's truly fascinating here, as you said, is the scalability. With a single, well-crafted digital product, you have the potential to reach a global audience, generating sales while you're quite literally sleeping or focusing on other things. This really demonstrates the power of leveraging your intellectual assets.
What about the ongoing effort?
Minimal, usually. It might involve responding to occasional customer support queries, maybe updating the product periodically to keep it relevant, or perhaps running small marketing campaigns to keep sales flowing. But it's vastly different from creating it from scratch each time.
Got it. And finally, our fourth popular idea from the sources is affiliate marketing.
Right, promoting other people's stuff.
Basically, yes. This involves promoting other people's products or services. You typically do this on your own website, blog, YouTube channel, maybe your social media channels. The process is pretty simple. You recommend a product you genuinely believe in, perhaps review it, and you're given a unique, trackable link.
A special link just for you.
Exactly. When someone clicks on your specific link and then makes a purchase, you earn a commission. This is essentially a performance-based fee or a percentage paid to you for helping to facilitate that sale.
And the beauty is,
You don't have to create the product yourself, you don't store inventory, you don't handle customer service directly, or even process the payments. You're simply acting as a connector, linking a buyer to a seller.
affiliate marketing definitely leverages your influence and your audience. The passive aspect here really kicks in once your content or your platform, your blog, your channel is established and generating consistent traffic.
Right. You need the audience first.
Absolutely. Building that audience, however, requires significant initial effort and consistent content creation to build trust and authority in your niche. It's really about providing genuine value to your audience first. Whether that's through helpful reviews, useful tutorials, or insightful comparisons, that value then naturally leads to opportunities for promotion.
Makes sense. You build trust, then recommend.
Exactly. What's fascinating here is how seamlessly it integrates with the modern digital economy. It really highlights the power of recommendations and the interconnectedness of online communities. Your ongoing effort might involve regularly publishing new content to keep your audience engaged, maybe optimizing older content for search engines, or updating your affiliate links if products change. It's a model that thrives on genuine engagement and credibility.
Okay, those are four really distinct ideas. Now let's turn our focus back to you, our listener, and why understanding passive income matters so incredibly much, especially if you're someone who is consistently focused on learning, on personal growth, perhaps even on mastering a new language like English.
Why is this particularly relevant for you?
Well, beyond just the money itself, building passive income can give you what we might call a freedom dividend, a really valuable return.
A freedom dividend. I like that.
It provides the invaluable freedom to focus on what truly matters to you, whether that's dedicating more time to your studies, embarking on those dream travels you've put off, pursuing a new hobby, or simply enjoying more precious moments with your family. Less stress about money equals more freedom for life.
This really does expand beyond mere financial security. As we touched on earlier, it's about freeing up your most precious non-renewable resources, your time and your mental bandwidth, When the daily pressure of earning diminishes, when you're not constantly chasing the next paycheck just to cover immediate expenses, you gain that invaluable resource of choice in how you spend your time.
It's empowering.
Very. This directly feeds into personal development, allowing for deeper learning, greater exploration, and a significant improvement in your overall quality of life. Imagine, again, how much more effectively you could learn English if financial worries weren't constantly looming in the background, or how much richer your experiences could be if you could travel without fretting about lost income from your day job.
And here's where it gets really interesting, something our sources highlight as a truly unique synergy, especially for language learners.
Okay.
Working on passive income ideas often directly improves your English skills.
Ah, the dual benefit.
Exactly. Think about it. If you're creating a digital product, maybe you're writing an ebook in English.
Yeah.
You're grappling with syntax, choosing precise vocabulary, perfecting sentence structure. This isn't just writing, it's active language acquisition in a very real context.
Mm-hmm. Practical application.
Totally. If you're building an online course, you might be recording videos in English. That directly hones your speaking and comprehension skills, forcing you to articulate complex ideas clearly and effectively. Even in affiliate marketing, when you're marketing products or services, you're constantly improving your vocabulary related to business, finance, persuasion, communication.
You're learning the language of commerce.
Precisely. You're understanding the nuances of persuasive language, maybe recognizing cultural idioms used in advertising, and crafting compelling calls to action, all done in English for a real purpose.
This is truly a powerful dual benefit. You're not just earning, you're actively engaging with the language in a real-world, highly motivated context. It's not like rote memorization from a textbook.
Not at all.
You're applying new vocabulary, structuring sentences, and communicating ideas with a real purpose and potentially a real financial reward tied to it. This raises an important question. What better, more immersive way is there to internalize new vocabulary and grammar than by applying it directly to a venture that benefits you financially? It makes learning practical, immediately rewarding, and turns your passive income journey into an incredibly effective, self-directed language lab.
Imagine the power of earning money while simultaneously practicing and improving your English at the very same time. It's an incredibly efficient way to advance on two crucial fronts, your financial independence and your language fluency.
It's not just a side benefit, it's a core advantage.
Absolutely. It makes this path particularly compelling for you, the listener, if English improvement is also one of your goals. So after exploring what passive income is, digging into that compelling analogy of planting a tree, understanding the key vocabulary, the profound why of financial freedom, and touring through some popular ideas like rentals, dividends, digital products, affiliate marketing, plus that unique advantage for you as someone who might be learning English, you might be thinking, okay, this sounds great, but where do I even begin? It can feel a bit overwhelming.
Yeah, the how to start question.
The good news, as our sources emphasize, is that starting is often easier than you might think, especially if you break it down into manageable steps. Don't try to boil the ocean.
Indeed. And that initial self-assessment and alignment of interests we mentioned earlier, that is absolutely crucial for long-term success.
Why so crucial?
Well, if you try to force yourself into a passive income idea you're not passionate about, or one that feels completely foreign to your skill set, that initial effort we talked about will feel like an insurmountable burden instead of a strategic investment. You'll likely burn out.
Makes sense.
But when you choose something that genuinely sparks your curiosity, something you might enjoy learning about anyway, that initial effort becomes energizing. You're far more likely to persist through the inevitable challenges.
Exactly. So step one, let's call the passion and skill audit. Truly reflect on what you genuinely enjoy doing and what knowledge or skills you already possess. Are you a good writer? Maybe consider digital products like ebooks or blogs. Are you great at research and analysis? Perhaps affiliate marketing or dividend stocks? Do you have a knack for fixing things or managing properties? Rental properties might be interesting.
Find the overlap between interest and competence.
Right. The goal is to find an idea that feels like an extension of your existing strengths, not like attempting to climb a completely new, sheer mountain. Once you have a general idea, the next step could be what we might call the mini experiment.
Okay, testing the waters.
Yeah, instead of diving in headfirst with a massive investment of time or money, can you try a micro version? Write just a short e-guide rather than a full 300-page ebook. Or maybe invest a very small sum in a broad dividend ETF rather than picking individual stocks right away.
Lowering the stakes.
Exactly. This allows you to learn through direct experience, test the waters, build confidence, and importantly, figure out if you actually like it, all without significant risk. And thankfully, in today's world, learning about these things, the information is incredibly accessible.
Absolutely. The learning ladder is your companion through this initial phase.
Yeah.
Identify maybe 3 specific free resources that can help you learn more about your chosen path.
Free is good.
Free is very good. This could be a specific YouTube channel from a reputable creator in that space, maybe a free introductory module on platforms like Coursera or ADX, or even a well-regarded blog series from an expert. The point is, you don't need to make a massive financial investment just to get started with the learning part. Leverage the vast knowledge that's freely available online to build your foundational understanding first.
Well, let's just reiterate a point we've made because it's so fundamental to having realistic expectations.
Yeah.
Most passive income ideas, almost all of them, need some significant effort at the start.
Can't stress that enough.
It could be the substantial time you dedicate to writing your very first ebook, painstakingly crafting every chapter, every word, designing the cover, figuring out marketing, or it could be the discipline required to save a significant amount of money over months or years so you can buy your first dividend stocks or make that down payment on a rental property.
That upfront work, that concentrated initial effort, it's basically non-negotiable.
Right.
And this distinction between initial and ongoing effort is truly the cornerstone of understanding passive income properly. Don't be deterred by that upfront work. Instead, try to view it as building the sturdy foundation for your future freedom. It's not about avoiding effort, it's about making your effort count in a way that generates long-term, hopefully compounding returns. If we connect this to the bigger picture, it's all about smart resource allocation, strategically investing your time, your energy, and your capital for exponential future benefits, rather than just a linear exchange day after day.
Okay, so as you embark on this journey, the sources offer some really practical tips for success. Little nuggets of wisdom. First, be patient.
The hard one.
Probably the hardest advice to follow because we live in a world that craves instant gratification. But passive income, almost by definition, usually grows slowly but steadily. It's rarely an overnight explosion.
It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Exactly. You might not see significant returns immediately or even in the first few months. For digital products, initial sales might trickle in, but building consistent growing income takes time as you build an audience and refine your offering. For real estate or dividends, it's often a much slower burn initially.
So managing those expectations is absolutely key.
Crucial. It helps you stay motivated and prevents you from giving up just before things might start taking off.
Patience is indeed often the most difficult part. So many individuals give up before they even begin to see significant returns precisely because they expect immediate results. It's vital to understand that you are building an asset or a system, and like that tree analogy, it takes time to mature and bear fruit consistently. Consistency over time often outweighs bursts of intense, short-lived effort. This raises an important question for you, the listener. How will you stay motivated during those inevitable periods of slow growth? Often, it's by focusing on the small victories, tracking progress, however minor, and constantly reminding yourself of your why, your reason for starting this journey.
That's great advice. Second tip from the sources: keep learning new skills. This is especially important for our listeners who are focused on language acquisition, but it applies broadly.
Lifelong learning.
Yes, the more you learn, especially English in a global context, the better equipped you'll be to communicate effectively, to understand new opportunities as they arise, and to tap into broader international markets if that's relevant. Your English skills aren't just for daily conversation. They can be a direct asset in building and managing your passive income streams.
How so? Give an example.
Well, think about how reading complex company financial reports to pick good dividend stocks requires specific financial vocabulary, or how drafting clear, legally sound lease agreements for rental properties demands precision in English to avoid future problems.
Mm.
Your learning directly translates into earning potential and risk mitigation.
That's a very concrete link. Continuous learning, particularly in English, directly opens doors to more global opportunities. It allows you to access a richer pool of resources, guides, and information online. And it keeps you competitive in whatever passive income niche you choose. The world, especially the digital one, evolves so rapidly. Ongoing learning is your competitive edge. It also allows you to potentially network with global communities of like-minded individuals online, which can further accelerate your growth and understanding.
Great point. And finally, tip number 3, use online tools. Leverage technology.
Work smarter, not harder.
Exactly. We live in an incredible era where technology can make that little ongoing effort truly minimal, or at least much more manageable. There are countless websites and software solutions specifically designed to help you manage your income sources efficiently. For example, platforms for easily selling digital products and handling all the payment processing and delivery,
Yeah.
or dedicated software for managing rental properties, handling everything from tenant communication and maintenance requests to collecting rent online and tracking expenses for tax time, or apps for monitoring your dividend portfolio and tracking performance.
These tools automate so many of the repetitive, time-consuming administrative tasks.
Freeing up your time even further.
Exactly. Leveraging technology is what makes the little ongoing effort not just a theoretical concept, but a practical reality for many people today. It's about working smarter. These tools allow for efficient scaling, better management, and quicker troubleshooting, enabling you to potentially oversee multiple income streams without being completely bogged down by administrative tasks. They are your allies in making passive income truly passive in its ongoing demands.
So now that you have a clear understanding of what passive income is, that powerful analogy of planting a tree, the key vocabulary, the profound why of financial freedom, and we've toured through some popular ideas like rental properties, dividend stocks, digital products, and affiliate marketing. Plus, that unique advantage for you as someone who might be learning English. What's next?
The call to action.
Our call to action is simple and hopefully empowering. Why not try one today, or at least take the first step towards trying one?
Starting small is often the most effective way to begin. It dramatically reduces the perceived risk, allows you to learn through direct, hands-on experience, and builds crucial confidence with each small success. The learning curve is an inherent part of the process. Don't be afraid of it. Every step forward, no matter how small it seems, is genuine progress towards that greater freedom and control you're seeking. Pick one idea that genuinely excites you, do that initial research using those free resources we talked about, and take the very first concrete step. Remember, even the mightiest oak starts from a single acorn. Just plant the seed.
We've taken a really deep dive today into the fascinating world of passive income. We've understood that it's fundamentally about earning money with little ongoing effort after significant initial work, much like planting that tree and nurturing it carefully to maturity. We've explored concrete paths, from tangible assets like rental properties to strategic financial investments like dividends and those creative digital ventures like ebooks and affiliate marketing. And crucially, We've truly appreciated its unique power, especially for those of you looking to expand both your English fluency and your financial independence simultaneously. That dual benefit is really compelling.
And what we've truly seen digging into these sources is that passive income isn't magic, nor is it about avoiding work entirely, not at all.
Right.
Instead, it's a strategic reallocation of your effort and your resources. It's a conscious decision to invest your time and energy upfront for a potentially compounding return on your future. It promises not just potential financial returns, but maybe more importantly, a profound shift in how we experience work and life itself. It offers the precious gifts of time, choice, and the opportunity to truly shape your future, to live a life more on your own terms.
So, what does this all mean for you listening right now? Perhaps the most compelling takeaway from this deep dive isn't just the potential to earn more money, though that's certainly attractive. It's the potential to fundamentally redefine your relationship with work and time. How might your life transform if your income wasn't tied directly, hour by hour, to the time you put in each day?
Hmm.
Powerful question.
What new avenues for learning, for growth, for joy, and for pursuing your passions would open up for you if you weren't constantly trading your precious time just for money?
Think about that. Consider which of these ideas we discussed today sparks your curiosity the most. Which one resonates with your skills, your interests? The journey to financial freedom and enhanced skills truly begins with that very first step, that step of focused learning and that crucial initial effort. What small seed, what tiny initial action could you plant today to start building your own income-generating tree?